When we're discussing native media formats within HTML5, we're basically talking about two things, video and audio. Now, video is supported by WebM, H.264, and Ogg Theora. WebM is the newest kid on the block. It's a royalty-free format. It's based off of high-quality open video compression, and it was made specifically for HTML5. Now, although it's new, it's based off of a more established format called Mastroka, and expect big things from WebM. It's a project that's sponsored by Google, and more players, even outside of the native browser player, are beginning to support WebM. The H.264 format is the high definition format, and this is what you'd think of when you're generally considering MP4 files. And Ogg Theora is a format that's found mostly within Linux, although you can play it on Windows and Macintosh machines with the right codec. These three formats help make up what is considered HTML5 video. When we're discussing audio, you've got some familiar players here. The WAV file that we've seen on Windows machines for a very long time, MP3, and Ogg Vorbis. Now, the question you should probably be asking yourself right now is, based off of these different media formats for audio and video, which one should you use? Well, the unfortunate answer is that there's no common format. When I start to show you some of the browser support, you'll see that there's no one file that's supported on each one of the platforms, on each one of the browsers. So in order to encode video and audio within these formats, I've got a utility here that will help make your life a little bit easier. Obviously, this isn't the only way you can do it, but the Miro video converter actually does video and audio, will help make your life a little bit easier. If you go to mirovideoconverter.com and download the tool, it's an open source tool that will allow you to choose from a number of different formats. As you can see here, we have each one of the formats available to us that I just showed you that are native for HTML5 video and audio, as well as a number of other different formats that you can encode in. So if you go to the website Miro Video Converter, then you'll have at least a tool that'll help get you in the right direction. There are a number of different other ways that you can do it, and based on your needs, if you do the right searches, you'll find just about the right utility that you need for the job. So let's take a look at the browser support. Let's start off with video, and you can see that WebM is supported fully within Chrome, no big surprise there, as well as Firefox. Now, within these charts, when you see depends, that might seem a little odd to you, but what that means is that there is support there in the browser for some formats. So maybe on Windows or maybe on Macintosh, maybe on Linux, but you can't be 100% assured that the support will be there. H.264 or MP4 formats is in the IE9 beta, which should make it to RTM, I would imagine. It is not supported at all on Chrome, and it depends for Firefox, and it is supported in 3.1 of Safari, and Opera simply will not support H.264. Then we'll take a look at Ogg Theora. Internet Explorer again has said that they will not support Ogg Theora, but Chrome and Firefox and Opera all support it, and Safari also is opting out. Now let's take a look at the audio landscape. You've got the same basic type of disparity here. So when you look at WAV files, Chrome is opting out there. MP3s, Firefox, and Opera won't play them at all. And when you look at Ogg Vorbis, this, again, Internet Explorer and Safari won't support those file types. So I just want to accentuate to you, basically you have the situation where there's no silver bullet. There's no one file format that's going to make your life easy. So what you have to do is encode in multiple formats. And so within the demos that I'll show you, you'll see how we have to account for each one of these formats within the markup. Now, what this means to you is that the same video will have to be encoded 3 different ways, or perhaps you have some sort of streaming server that can do it on the fly. But just be aware of the fact that native media within the browser means a little extra overhead as far as maintaining the media, and it doesn't look like that landscape is going to change anytime soon. The last piece of information I want to give you here is to pay attention of server MIME types. Now, while you may encode all your media in the appropriate formats and your markup in your code may be exactly the way it needs to be, if your server is not serving these files with the appropriate MIME types, you can run into all kinds of errors. So whichever server format that you have, whichever way you need to set that up, you need to make sure that you have the MIME type of video OGG mapping to the OGV format, video MP4 mapping to the MP4 format, and video WebM mapping to the, surprisingly, WebM format.